good, gente? It's your boy Conejo, and fuck, eh? Feeling a little bit better, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still feeling like shit. Pretty much, man, I got another good one for you guys today. We're gonna be talking about when the homie got a paca for pretty much showing hesitation when he got asked to do something, you know what I mean? And I'll explain a little bit more about that, and I'll explain what a paca is for the people that don't know what a paca is, and stuff like that, man. So I hope you guys like this video. So make sure to put a thumbs up if you do, and the thumbs down, if you're gonna put thumbs down, just wait towards the end, man. You know what I'm saying? In case you don't like it, you know, you put a thumbs down. It's free. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, man. Show some love to your boy. But yeah, man, let's get started. So let me explain what a paca is. Pretty much a paca is when a group of homies or friends, they think that you're messing up or something, and they end up putting hands on you. And you probably ask yourself, man, that's what kind of fucking friend is that? When you're young, you tend to think that some type of beatings like the ones that I'm gonna be talking about, they come out of love, you know what I mean? And it's something to like better the next man, you know? But in all reality, bro, it's just the homies trying to fuck someone up. They're just trying to put hands on someone, and that's what happened, bro, you know what I mean? Pretty much every gang has meetings, you know what I mean? To see how the group is doing, any issues and stuff like that, right? So on this occasion, pretty much we had a little meeting, and members were getting pacas, right, for fucking up and for other options, you know. Even some were getting jumped in, you know what I mean? And I remember this one was hella funny, man. This homie right here, this Spencer homie, I still talk to this is my boy I'm talking about right now, you know. Pretty much he's with the shit, homie. People know that he's with the shit, homie. But around this time, I believe he had just gotten out, you know, and pretty much he was really worried about his appearance, on how he looked right here in the streets, you know. If he was like some, I could say bummish. Like, what I mean by bummish is some people that don't take care of themselves, and they don't care how they look, you know what I mean? The appeal of the look doesn't really matter to them, you know. This homie happens to be one of the ones that try to be young, I guess, in some type of way, you know. He was trying to be young and hip. So, this is funny, man. I apologize about my throat, and if you hear me spitting and stuff like that, man, it's because your boy's still sick, you know. And after talking for a little bit, my voice tends to go away. That's why you guys haven't seen me on the live lately. So I apologize about that. But I'm trying to drop these videos for you guys so that you guys can at least have some content, you know. So pretty much, man, the homie was asked to do something, right? Like, hey, man, go give this fool a paca. And this homie said, why me? You know what I mean? And it was a shock because he's an older homie, bro. You know what I mean? It's not like this is a youngster or some shit like that. Nah, bro, this is an older homie that a lot of homies used to look up to. And pretty much this dude right here, he ended up trying to say no to the paca, you know, to give the paca because of his shoes that he was wearing and the clothes. I guess this homie had came all GQ'd out, you know, to the meeting, instead of coming like the rest of us. Like me personally, I already knew whenever there was meetings and stuff like that, I'll put some shorts, some of my old shoes and shit like that, because I knew that we're gonna put tips on someone, you know what I mean? And the chances of me being called out were gonna be really high, or a lot of us is gonna be real high, because it tends to get rotated. So pretty much they had to ask them like, hey, bro, it's your turn. And he said, nah, man, look, I'm over here dressed hella nice and shit. So our channel was like, what? Like, are you for reals, bro? You know? Like, that's crazy. So the homie ended up laying a slide, just for a little bit, you know what I mean? While the other homie was getting a paca and shit. After that paca was done, pretty much we went back in the circle, you know what I mean? Instead of just finishing it, hey, we're done right here. Nah, we ended up finishing the thing. And like, he was like, nah, hey, come back. Everybody, get back in the circle. Yeah, I got another issue. And I'm like, what the fuck? So we're like, all right, well, what is it now, you know? Because a lot of homies, like, well, they honestly, I didn't even think nothing was going to happen to old boy, you know what I mean? Just for saying no. But I totally understood what the homie was saying, you know? So the homie ended up telling him like, hey, G, you as an older homie, you're showing a bad example. You just said that you weren't willing to give someone a paca when you were asked to give up someone a paca because of how you were dressed. You know what I mean? And that was something that's a bad example. Like, that was a really bad example for the youngsters that are here, you know, that are willing to go like that. You know what I mean? That makes them think that it's all right to say no. You know what I mean? And when you're a norteño or a hood, like part of a hood or whatever, they try to teach you never to go against the higher up. You know what I mean? If they say do something, you're gonna do it, bro. You know. So pretty much, old boy's like, man, you're setting a bad example, G. So I feel that you got to get one as well. You know what I mean? For showing hesitant and a bad example to the youngsters that are here watching. You know what I mean? Like, they're supposed to look up to you. So pretty much, we had another collective vote. He's like, I'm gonna allow everyone to vote and see how they feel. But once something's set in motion like that, no one is gonna be like, oh yeah, no, I agree with old boy. Nah, bro. So we ended up putting tips on the homie, bro. We ended up putting hands on him. And it's kind of funny, right? Because he was over here tripping on not dirtying his clothes, right? Like, he didn't want to get dirty and stuff like that. When more than likely, he probably wouldn't have gotten dirty because it was already like a 3-on-1. You know what I mean? Like, I remind you, when it's a paca, it's more than likely it's more than 2 people giving it to you. So more than likely he would never would have fall or nothing, bro. He would have just been swinging the whole time. But because of his actions, he ended up getting beat up, like, to the point where he got dirty, bro. We ended up dropping him, you know what I mean? And it was fucked up. Well, not fucked up. It was funny, but fucked up for him, you know what I mean? Shout outs to the homie and shit. Old boy ended up putting nothing but youngsters to give him the paca, you know what I mean? As a sign of, I took it as a sign of humiliation, you know what I mean? Since he was an older homie, him having the little homies give him a paca for not wanting to give one was an example that he was making, you know what I mean, around all the homies and shit. And I remember, bro, that the homie was pissed. The homie was hella pissed, right? Because they fucked his ass up. And I believe he was going to go to a party, you know what I mean, afterwards. And all because he didn't want to give a fucking paca, he got beat up and he got one himself, you know? And after the whole paca had happened, I remember the homie brown boy, I'll say his name, I don't give a fuck. He had told him, like, hey, bro, you know, I could have let you borrow some shoes or some clothes, you know, because it was at his house. And old boy was like, hey, bro, like, motherfucker, like, well, I wasn't expecting it, like, woo, you know, because a lot of the older homies, they get comfortable, homie, you know what I'm saying? But R.I.P. to the channel that we used to have in the hood. He already passed away. This homie was one of the homies that was kind of like really fair, homie, when it came to shit like that. He seen every member as an equal, right? Because that's something about my hood, Clifford Manor, that even the newest member has a voice, just like the oldest one. You know what I mean? They don't see that. That's why they don't have littles. So they don't see that there should be a difference between a member that's been there for 10 years to a member that just got pulled. You get me? If he was willing to allow that member to get pulled, it was for a reason, bro. Because people gotta understand that not just anyone gets jumped in. You know what I mean? You still go through a probation period or whatever the fuck you want to call it. There's always a process before getting jumped in. So pretty much that's something from my neighborhood that I really liked. You know what I mean? That they counted every member as an even, you know? And not just that, bro. Pretty much the whole rider thing, like what I'm part of now, it's the same exact thing, bro. Like, we're all even, you know what I mean? Even though some fucking J-cats out there that try to say otherwise, you know what I mean? But that's not the case, you know? So, but going back to the whole paca, to the whole hood thing, you know what I mean? Pretty much, I do have a lot of stories of a lot of homies getting pacas, bro. Even myself, where I got pacas myself, you know? And I will be able to share more stories like that if you guys want them, you know what I mean? If you guys are kind of like these type of videos, make sure to let me know in the comments, bro, so that I can actually add some of those. You know, this is like the first time that I actually speak on. I'm sorry about that. About like people getting beat up and shit like that, like on pacas, on homies from the hood, you know. So if you guys did like this video, man, make sure to put a thumbs up and drop a comment and be like, hey, bro, you gotta fucking put more videos like this and shit like that, you know. If you didn't like the video, like I've been saying, bro, you can put a thumbs down. Both are free. The likes and the dislike are free, as well as the subscribe, homie. I mean, so if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe to your boy and shit. But if you did like videos like this, man, make sure to let me know, bro. You know, with all that being said, man, I hope you guys are having a great day. And yeah, man, it's your boy Conejo, and I'm out.